So apparently, according to Team MAGA, our beef prices are sky high because immigrants are smuggling in sick cattle across the border.
But what is your take on what you just heard? He's expecting $10 meat.
Well,
a pound.
Maria, the beef market is a very specialized market. It goes in long cycles, and this is the perfect storm. Again, something we inherited, and there's also, because of the mass immigration, a disease that we've been rid of in North America, made its way up through South America. As these migrants, they brought some of their cattle with them.
Yeah, you heard him right. It's not tariffs, price gouging, or a strange supply chain. It's immigrants sneaking in their cows. And you know what? He's absolutely right. I mean, I distinctly recall when all those migrant caravans were rolling up, and every single kid was carrying a little steer on their shoulders. Come on, let's get real here. The people who end up taking that dangerous journey are barely able to survive themselves. But this guy thinks that we're going to believe that the first thing on their mind is, gosh, I hope the family cow is going to be okay. And if diseased beef is really the issue here, then tell me, why are we literally quadrupling beef imports from Argentina that are potentially full of diseases? Something tells me this is less about the cow diseases and more about the bullshit. So the next time your wallet takes a hit at the checkout stand for burger night, don't blame Trump's tariffs. Don't blame the rising cost of cattle feed. No, blame the undocumented cattle.
You've probably heard beef prices are up because the market's high. Yeah, that's what they want you to think. But the truth, they're using that excuse to sell you imported beef at American prices. And here's what's really going on. The big four packers, JBS, Tyson, Cargill, National Beef, controls nearly 85% of U.S. beef processing. When cattle prices rise at the American sale barns, they use it as a cover, a PR excuse to jack up prices of retail beef. But here's the dirty secret. They're not buying that beef from American ranchers. They're importing millions of pounds of cheap foreign beef, grinding it, boxing it, and labeling it product of the USA. So while you're told beef is high because the market's high, they're selling foreign beef at the same inflated price as real U.S. beef and pocketing the difference. Meanwhile, the actual beef raised here by American ranchers, they're exporting it overseas for premium prices, while leaving U.S. consumers stuck with overpaid, imported garbage. It's a bait and switch, and you're paying the tab. When cattle prices are low, they say there's too much supply. When cattle prices are high, they say our costs went up. Either way, they win. It's not the family rancher driving up your grocery bill. It's the foreign-owned packing companies gaming both sides of the market. They've turned the beef aisle into Wall Street. The only real solution is to buy direct from American ranchers, from your state, from your region. Because when you buy from us, your money stays in your community, not some corporate account overseas. They'll keep blaming the market, but we know the truth. They didn't buy American beef, they just priced it like they did. They're exporting the good stuff, importing the cheap stuff, and charging you top dollar for both. That's not inflation, that's manipulation. And the only way to fix it is to stop feeding their system and start feeding your family from a real ranch.
So, Trump supporters, if you're not worried now about the economy, now is the time to be worried. Nebraska, Tyson Foods. They're the largest meat producer in the country. They're closing their Nebraska beef processing plant because of Trump economics. Cattle costs have risen $2 billion because of Trump's tariffs, and it has resulted in a net loss of $425 million in 2025 to date for Tyson Foods. So they're closing their meat packing plant, and 3,200 employees in this small town with only 11,000 residents are losing their jobs. 3,200 employees, and I can guarantee a vast majority voted for this. And it doesn't end there. Tyson is taking their 3-shift slaughter operation in Texas down to 1 shift. So a lot more people at their Texas facility are going to be let go. When you talk about big industries now being affected, not the small guy, but those at the top of the food chain being impacted and closing down, we are in a world of economic hurt. And this is just the beginning, because this Trump administration is not focused on fixing the problem. They keep creating more. And I got to tell you, just this Tyson food location in Nevada, there are so many suppliers, so many vendors, contractors every single day that did work for this Tyson facility, whether inside the building or outside the building. These are big contracts that these local businesses are now going to lose. So they're going to be affected as well. Expect more layoffs and bankruptcies downstream of Tyson Foods.
Argentina? Why would you buy your beef from Argentina? At Freedom Farms, we raise American beef and American pork. Our beef, our pork is raised right here in upstate New York. No need to buy from Argentina, no need to buy from China, no need to buy from Brazil.
Hey, I took a look at your follow list and I noticed you follow a lot of concerning accounts, a lot of right-wing pundits, Kai Trump, things like that. And I guess I wonder, as I look through your videos and I see videos of people posted there wearing Make America Great Again hats, what you thought was going to happen when you voted for somebody who planned to screw you over, who had a vice president on Acre Trader who was going to buy up all the family farms, who, I know things have changed with tariffs, but guess what? They could probably change again tomorrow. And guess what? We're going to be back to Argentine beef being cheaper again. And you know what the American people don't care? Is where the beef comes from. As long as it's sourced well and cheap and not $80 a pound like we're seeing now, like, we don't care. I don't care to support your family farm in New York if you voted for Donald Trump. You picked these policies. He screwed over farmers last time, and now all the cattle ranchers and all the farmers are coming back crying, saying, why would you buy something else? Because you voted for it. You picked this. We're just driving in the lane you put us in. But we don't have to bail you out and give you our money because you decided to make America great again. And now you're crying because people are buying another country's beef because your president made it cheaper. You voted for Donald Trump. He put a tariff on. He took a tariff off. He's going to put the tariff back on, and you're going to pay the price. Seems like that's what you wanted to do.